night. Heel turned crazy, face gauge momentum. Captured every moment, endless venom. New champs, shock the crowd. Replay, breakdown, critics stand proud. Raw emotions, no disqualifications. Table smashes, fierce altercations. Belt changes hands, crowd erupts. We dissect each drop kick, no one interrupts. Friday night fights, Grun's room delight. Hit the play button, commentary tight. Top rope leap, slams in sight. Podcast reverberates, break into night. Raw emotions, no disqualifications. Table smashes, fierce altercations. Belt changes hands, crowd erupts. We dissect each drop kick, no one interrupts. Friday night fights, Grun's room delight. Hit the play button, commentary tight. Top rope leap, slams in sight. Podcast reverberates, break into night.
What is going on? It is the Grunmeister. It is a Saturday night. It is time for Grun's Room Smackdown Review Preview Show. But this is a special episode because Saturday night's main event is starting in under 20 minutes. It is only viewable via the Peacock app streaming service. I do not own the Peacock streaming service anymore, unfortunately, but we are still going to get into my predictions for the show, and hopefully it is a good show. Maybe somebody appears to break down the walls, take out the Judas of my mind. We'll see. Rumors have been pretty heavy about whether he is going to be returning to the WWE for one last run or not, but we will wait and see. We've got 4 matches on tonight's card for Saturday night's main event. And nothing I'm too excited about. Not really WWE. No, like kind of is WWE's. Like CM Punk versus Jey Uso, I don't find that at all exciting. What I do find exciting is the IYH network, how we are growing, and how we are going to have a table at the Squared Circle Wrestling Expo in March and in Indianapolis. We are trying to get me over there or to Indianapolis for the event. And you guys can absolutely help us once we get the GoFundMe up and running. I can be there to finally meet our boss, the concept Alacon House. I can get to meet Hypocrisy Jones, the voice Joshua Joseph, maybe meet the Chaos Goblin Kevin Calloway, Divinely Designed Annie O'Neill, and who knows who else we get to meet, because Saraya is confirmed for the event. Kevin Nash is confirmed for the event. Many big name and legends in the industry are confirmed for the event. I can't wait to get there as long as I'm able to. That would definitely be awesome to do. I cannot wait for this. It's going to be a great time. And it is going to be a huge step forward for IYH. And you got to check out all our shows. It's Monday Night Raw Review, hosted by the voice Joshua Joseph, co-hosted by our Chaos Goblin, Kevin Calloway, and myself, the Blue-Eyed Villain. Then we have the Hot Tag on Tuesdays, hosted by Out on the Concept House, where everybody is invited to come. And those shows are always exciting because you never know who's going to find time to show up for the Hot Tag. You got to check out the Bouquet of Legacy, hosted by Alacon the Concept House. It co-hosted by Divinely Designed Annie O'Neill, and that is on Wednesdays, and they give the flowers to all the women of pro wrestling that deserve it. They recently did an episode on Natalia Neidhart, and we all know she absolutely deserved that. As for our Thursday night show, we have what is known as the ECW Watch Along, hosted by the voice Joshua Joseph, co hosted by Alacon the Concept House. And they watch old school OG ECW before WWE got its hands on it. Right? And so you guys got to tune into that. If you like the old school ECW, the really one of the main promotions that helped make extreme wrestling a thing and make it popular. So you guys got to check that out. And then obviously my show Fridays, you got to check that out. If you're in here live, we are going to have I do believe we're having a Sunday house party tomorrow, I do believe, or next week. But the Sunday house party will be temporarily coming back or permanently coming back. Heck, you know how life is. There's a lot of monkey wrenches around. So you never really know what you're going to have to do in life, but you always be ready to step up. And for all of that, let us get back. Let's quickly go over my predictions for um the Saturday night's main event. I For the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship, we're gonna have Dominic Mysterio defend his title against Rusev and Penta. Um, I don't know which way this match is gonna go though, because Dominic is definitely gonna be thrown into the world title picture. I think within the next year or two, maybe no, definitely within the next 12 months, he's gonna be thrown in there. Um, I don't know if this is when you have Dom lose. Um, so I'm gonna go Dom retains because I think the better story is Finn Balor wins the title off of him, but I don't know. I don't know. You could go down that route. You could also go um, Finn and JD cost Dom the title, and that's how he loses tonight. That could work. I don't know. I don't really know how that match is going to turn out. Hopefully, it's a great match. There's no reason why it shouldn't be. The WWE Women's Championship match. Tiffany Stratton will be defending against Jade Cargill. I have concerns that this is going to be the night they take the title off of me and put it on Jade. I am still not convinced that Jade is ready for this kind of title match or title reign. I think maybe going heel is better. I don't think it's going to help cover up because like she needs like on the one hand like yeah fighting dirty, but at the same time like they've been building her as a powerhouse forever. Like they need to build her as a bully. That's what she needs to be, a bully. She can't be this chicken shit heel. It's it's going to completely kill Jade's character, and so I don't know what they're gonna do. I I don't think this is probably gonna be the least good match on the card. And then we're gonna have the undisputed WWE Championship being defended by Cody Rhodes against Drew McIntyre, where Cody does not have champions advantage, and it's not some sort of super special stipulation match. It is simply uh the normal stipulations for championship matches are removed. Basically, the ones around if Cody gets DQ'd, if there's a DQ, or if Cody wins by count out, there's no title change. There is so now there will be a title change if Cody gets disqualified. There will be a title change if Cody gets counted out. That way, so in Drew's words, it's an even playing field. And then you have, I think, what is going to be the absolutely most uninteresting match of the night: CM Punk versus James. Um, Look, these two are probably the two of the top merch sellers in WWE right now, but In ring, like, I'm not that interested in either of these 2. My guess is that CM Punk is gonna win. As for the WWE, championship, I think Cody retains somehow, I think. I don't think they put it on Drew yet. Like, I think Drew is gonna get another title run, I don't know when. The women's championship, I wanna say Jade. I I think Jade wins the title tonight. I don't like it, uh, but that is likely gonna be the outcome as far as my prediction is concerned. But yeah, CM Punk, Cody, Jade, and then Dom. Those are my picks for tonight. Hopefully, the matches are good. Hopefully, the show is good. But I look, I don't care enough to watch this show. I don't. And that is definitely saying, and I think a lot of people, or more and more people, are starting to feel that way. So this is WWE. Like, hey, you guys got to step it up, figure out what you're doing wrong, and do it better. Now let's get into SmackDown from a week ago. The show opened up with Cody Rhodes talking about him defending his title against Drew McIntyre, talking about how uh, we all know that Drew is the one that attacked Jacob. Drew McIntyre interrupts, saying he didn't do it. There's no evidence that he did it. All there is speculation, and that this is might as well be Drew McIntyre on his path to finish his story. Jimmy Uso emerges to attack blindside Drew McIntyre because while Jimmy is only uh, in the last 6 months has shown any or yeah, like 3 to 6 months has shown that Jimmy and Jacob are getting closer, they're still family, and you don't mess with the Samoan family. So that would lead to a match that would be made later for Drew versus Jimmy Uso in a no DQ match. Our first match of the night was Tama Tonga teaming up with JC Mateo, not Tongaloa, not the guy that he's been multiple time tag team champions with throughout the world. They're teaming him up with Jeff Cobb. I'm sorry, JC Mateo, who is well known for being a tag team partner with Tama Tonga. I mean, granted, Jason Mateo's won more than a few tag team titles in his time, but these 2 have not been tag team champions together that I'm aware of. I I I don't like it as Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa not being the tag team, of this group. I would rather it be Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. But they were able to win as they took on Rey Fenix and Shinsuke Nakamura with help from, uh, Solo Sikoa and Tala Tonga, to create distractions and interfere behind the referee's back. Uh, WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton had her first match against Kiana James, where Kiana did fail to win, but after the match, Julia would get into the ring, attack Tiffany. Jade Cargill would come down to make the save. However, where after making this save, Jade would turn on Tiffany. And while I heard about this before I saw it, seeing it, nah, not feeling it. Not feeling it. I think they're just trying to do what they can to justify uh Jade Cargill staying in WWE. But the fact is I do think we are getting closer and closer to WWE realizing and just having to bite the bullet that we were idiots. We were absolute idiots to sign Jade Cargill thinking that she was gonna have all the talent and all the skills she needed to survive in WWE, at least for her first few years. And, no. No, she is not not it. She's not it. She is not what she was built to be. Ilya Dragunov started his run as NXT champion with continuing the open challenge. And now, look, I don't have any conspiracy theories about Ilya Dragunov because he has no fear. There's no cowardice. There is no fear in this man. So he will take on any and all comers. I believe him when he says that. And I believe that because his first challenger was Aleister Black, who admittedly, with Zelina Vega as part of his entrance, oh, it's a vibe. It's a good vibe. Um, but just more evidence that they've been planning to do Aleister and Zelina for a long time because there's no way because I don't get it. They were adamant about they were only offering Scarlett Bordeaux a contract because they wanted Karrion Kross. They didn't want Karrion Kross to do anything that might be similar to Aleister Black. And it is unfortunate that they couldn't have just said, "We're gonna let you guys both do the same thing, but you guys apart." And then when the fans are like, "Oh, he's just doing what he's doing," feud. And then somebody goes through a character change and evolves into something better, hopefully. Storytelling. Easy. Or maybe not so much. But, Ilya Dragunov was able to successfully retain his title after Zelina got thrown out because she was caught interfering or attempting to interfere, and then Damian Priest made his presence felt. Well, towards the end of the match, distracting Aleister Black, giving Ilya enough time to win and retain his title. After the match, Damian Priest attacked Aleister Black, leaving and it was actually Aleister that ran off during this beatdown. And so Damian stands tall. Aleister the lo well, I mean, Aleister just had a grueling match with Ilya Dragunov, so can't really blame him for not wanting a piece of, Damian Priest. Drew McIntyre took on Jimmy Uso in a no disqualification match. It was a solid match, pretty good main event. Drew McIntyre would end up picking up the win, and then after the match would continue the onslaught, continue the beatdown on, Jimmy Uso, only for Cody Rhodes to come out, try and make a save, but was laid out by Drew McIntyre once again. And then this last night's SmackDown, opened up with, the announcement that Tiffany Stratton would take on Jade Cargill, um, at Saturday night's main event, and that they would, have a standoff. Unfortunately, I was not able to actually catch this due to something went on with the recordings. Unfortunately, my program was not able to actually tell me, who, was that not at didn't start recording SmackDown at the proper time, unfortunately, I don't know why, but there was but I guess words were exchanged, they got into a bit of a scuffle, but security kept them apart for tonight's match. The first match of last night's SmackDown was, Ilya Dragunov's United States Open Challenge, where first Nathan Frazier and Axiom came out, with Nathan Frazier looking to accept the challenge, but before they could even get down the ramp, Tommaso Ciampa made his way to the ring with his own song, "No One Will Survive." Eventually, Ciampa left, allowing Frazier to challenge Dragunov. Obviously, Dragunov accepted his challenge, and, while this was a very solid and bloody match, actually, I think one or both of them started bleeding at some point. Um, Ilya was able to pick up the with a power bomb before executing the H bomb to win. Uh, However, after the bout, Tommaso Ciampa came out and attacked Frazier from behind. So we're getting a feud with Praxium and DIY. I like it. I'm hoping that Praxium, while I'm hoping Praxium does win, I don't want DIY to just become the vets that are putting everybody over because these guys, they've had a solid run in NXT. They've never really had a good run, on the main roster, and, like, this is their chance to really show the world that WWE dropped the ball not getting these guys sooner. Actually, they had Tommaso Ciampa really early in his career, but was I guess was deemed too small, to be in WWE. Carmelo Hayes took on Kit Wilson after last week's, backstage segment where Kit is on his crusade of ridding the WWE of toxic masculinity, and it's they did a better job last week with that backstage segment because the other ones felt more funny. This one felt more like, "Kid, shut up, stop talking." Okay, because you definitely want people to hate Kid. You don't want people to like because he's being obnoxious with this. It's Mellow. He didn't even say anything. I was really toxic masculine. He just said that he's done with Miz. He got his comeuppance on Miz one time, and it's like, you know what, we cool. I'm done, and I don't want any more with him. I just want to move on, focus on my career, and remind everybody why I am him. And Kit Wilson took exception to that. They had a match. Match overall was pretty good. Kit Wilson has his new attire, his own entrance music, and, when Michael Cole mentioned "Yes, boy," Corey Graves pointed out that's the old stuff. We don't talk about the old stuff anymore. So the Pretty Deadly is no longer a tag team. That does leave some concerns with Elton Prince because these 2 were a very good tag team and very entertaining. They had amazing charisma together, but obviously they learned when the was it? It was Eric of the Viking Raiders was injured, and they didn't know what to do with Ivar. Like, alright, Ivar, here, have a match with Kofi Kingston, and learned, oh my god, Ivar can wrestle all on his own. He doesn't need a tag team partner, and had a great match with Kofi Kingston, who he had already had a good relationship with backstage. So now we can definitely see this where if one member of a tag team is injured, they're not gonna just throw them away. There's a chance they'll give you a chance to perform as a single star. See how that while Melo was able to pick up the win, Miz did attempt attempt to, interfere and cost Melo the match, but even in his attempts, Kit Wilson was not able to pick up the win. Melo ends up winning with the first 48, but immediately after the match, Miz comes in, hit, and drops Melo with the skull-crushing finale. Then we had our women's match of the night, Alexa Bliss taking on her old friend, old enemy, and old tag team partner, Nia Jax, in a one-on-one match where Nia Jax was not able to pick up the win due to a little bit of Charlotte Flair distraction, allowing Alexa Bliss to hit a dropkick and quickly roll up Jax for the win. Now, Nia Jax next week is going to be facing Charlotte Flair in a one-on-one match to get a little bit revenge on her, but I think we can expect a similar outcome. Nia Jax does not have a partner, but now who knows? Kiana James might want to get muscle for Julia. Nia Jax wouldn't exactly be a bad pick to add to her roster. Up next, we had Tama Tonga teaming up once again with JC Mateo to take on the Motor City Machine Guns. The Motor City Machine Guns did fail to pick up a win over them. Uh, Whereas, because MFT, Solo Sikoa, outside interference, and all that. Uh, but Ray Phoenix and Jose Nakamura arrived to offset the MFTs. The MFTs, however, brutalized Phoenix and Nakamura. So I am getting very scared that this is our working match. It's it's oh god, it's MFTs versus somebody, some group of random tag teams. I I'm not looking forward to this match. These MFTs cannot be anywhere near Survivor Series. No. Look, if they're on the card, that's one thing. Maybe we can be okay with that. If they are in war games, that is gonna hurt the show in such a bad way because they have not because this is because they really had no idea what they were doing with Solo Sikoa and the MFTs. Now supposedly they know what they want to do with them, but what is the price that they have paid to do that, to accomplish that? I have no idea. I don't think it's going to end well. Uh, then Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes had a contract signing earlier in the night. Drew has said that he had gone over the contract and he agreed. He knew what he was signing up for. He knew what the contract said and was fine with it. Then he gets out. We get to the contract signing. He says, "I'm not. I can't sign this. It's unfair to me." And so then Drew proposes that uh that adding a stipulation to his match against Cody and drove the United States. Yeah, he did eventually sign, drove the undisputed WWE champion through a table. Well, pretty standard stuff for a contract signing. And again, the stipulation is now that Cody Rhodes, if he loses in any way, wait, Drew McIntyre becomes the new champion. That means pinfall, submission, count out, or disqualification. All those ways, Cody Rhodes will lose the title and Drew will become the new champion. Um, and this is probably going to go deeper into a Drew McIntyre facing a conspiracy theory to keep him from being champion is probably what the story's going to be. And well, I mean, we'll definitely see how that goes. Um, I don't know how to feel about it. It's like WWE, they have a lot of great talent, but they're not keeping me super invested, which is unfortunate. And this has been a bit of shorter episode. I apologize for that, but really, there was not a whole lot. Oh, I mean, there's one other thing we had to talk about. Like, does Chris Jericho come back to WWE tonight, or is he on his way to returning to WWE? I would love to see Jericho in the WWE one last time. I'd love to see him retire in WWE. From what we've heard from people that were unhappy with how AEW is being ran, um, it's not being great. It's not great. There are some people that are in. I haven't heard anything that I think would burn any bridges with AEW, but I think it's just constructive criticism. Some people that have been in the industry for a fair amount of time that they can kind of have a feel of like what they expect from a promotion, and like people will definitely be saying like, oh well, WWE's not that great. Okay, WWE's got problems, and I'll never say that they don't have problems. I'm not particularly a huge fan of how things are being ran right now. Well, I don't think anybody is, and that is really depressing. But but it's like WWE, we know at least they're telling a story. AEW was doing storytelling, and I thought they were doing it well. And then Cody left, and CM Punk left, and it seemed like Tony Khan was not interested in storytelling. And then he even admitted that he was not interested in storytelling, and then he got all that backlash for saying he's not interested in doing storytelling. But thankfully, it seemed enough people backstage were like, "Hey, that was a bad thing to say, and we are now getting a lot of people where we need to start doing storytelling." From what I've heard, the program has been doing better. However, Mercedes Moné now holds 12 titles, or 13 or 14 titles. I don't remember how many titles. And I don't know. And apparently, it was revealed that she charges like $25,000, $50,000 for an appearance a promotion that's not AEW or not doesn't have a deal with AEW, like, I'm sorry, I don't think those promotions could afford that at all. So now, the promotions that you are now basically holding their titles hostage, you are holding their titles hostage, Mercedes. That is what you are doing. You wanna I don't have a problem with anybody who wants to get rich. Getting rich is fine, but you gotta understand when you're doing more harm than good. Wait, they opened up with the Drew McIntyre Cody Rhodes match. That was not on my bingo card. I was expecting the opening match to be Punk and Uso. So now Punk and Jay, they have to be the main event. Like, what is going on? Because how is Drew and Cody not the main event? I don't see anything huge happening in the match, or I didn't predict anything huge happening in the match, but y yet something is going on, and we're gonna find out in the main event. My guess is that CM Punk wins in his house. Um, oh, yeah. Yeah, 100% if because we would obviously say, "Hey, look, if you're gonna open up with, Punk with Drew and Cody and have the triple threat IC title match main event." But no, they're not gonna do that because that undermines the World Heavyweight Championship, even though they've already undermined it to hell at this point. And it's they got all because they didn't know how to protect the title without CM Punk being in the picture. And unfortunately, they're kind of right on that. CM Punk has to kind of be in the picture for the title to be relevant, unfortunately. Like I was saying, like I'm not excited about this show. I don't know if I'll be excited enough to pay to watch Survivor Series. I don't know. We will definitely see. But I also want to let you go back to watching Saturday night's main event. I am going to go wait and hear about it later. I will see you guys next time. Check out all of the In Your House Wrestling Podcast content because we are doing great things and we are putting in nothing but